Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. So you got to tune in with that music, you guys. Tune in with the music. It ain't about singing. It ain't about learning to know how to dance. It's just about tuning in to the frequency. And you're tuning in to your homie HerbMan. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all of the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your homie HerbMan. I'm your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am your homie HerbMan. All right, we're coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Please go somewhere. Get situated because we're going to teach you how to heal yourself today. But you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. And we're going to teach you about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to the happiness, wholeness, and the wellness that you so surely deserve. All right. So you keep tapping out, keep talking. That's how we do it here. Free information station. You don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I promise you I'll work for the food. All you got to do is interact with me, man. And we're going to make sure that this is the best health show that you've ever had in your life. All right. So the main question, as you can see, you guys, is what's ailing you? And look, I want to talk to everybody today. What's ailing you ain't got to be a sickness, but there's still some things that are bothering people, right? And that bothering creates the stressors in our life. And here's the thing: over time, if that never gets fulfilled, right, that thing becomes the bother becomes the disease. Okay, the bother becomes the disease. All right. And so some of you guys have got little ailments and little aches and pains that are bothering you. Some of you guys got little headaches and migraines that bother you. Some of you guys got a little back issue that may bother you. Some of you guys got a little knee issue that's bothering you. You ain't sick yet. Ain't nobody diagnosed you yet, but it's bothering you. You got a little relationship problem that's bothering you. You got a little life situation that's bothering you. See, it ain't a disease. You ain't diagnosed crazy. You ain't diagnosed cancer. You ain't diagnosed sickness. You ain't diagnosed broke. But you got things that's bothering you. And just because you haven't went down there and got a diagnosis doesn't mean that you don't have a bother. You see? Just because you haven't went and got diagnosed for any of those things doesn't mean that you don't have a bother. And the bother, without you bothering it, it starts to bother you. Even more than psychologically, it becomes a physiological bother. Okay? So a rich man got a bother just like a poor man got a bother. Right? And so what we got to understand is how that bother is going to affect us down the line. Now you say, well, what rich man problems are? They got a lot of, look, this is your problem, okay? I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's ailing you. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's ailing you, but then I want you guys to be more specific. If you want to come up on the chat today, I want to talk to each and every one of you guys, and I want to talk about what's ailing you. We're going to go deeper if you allow, but if you don't, that's fine. We can lead you into some other places where we can be personal. But at the end of the day, we're going to go, what's ailing you? Put me in the chat. My moderator is going to bring you up, okay? So every person, no matter who you are on the planet, okay, have these three things. All right. Donald Trump wanted to be president. That's a want. He desired to do something. That's a desire. He needed what it doesn't matter rich or poor. We got to bring some commonalities back. It doesn't matter Asian or European. It doesn't matter African or Australian. We have to bring some commonality back to the walk of life. Okay. So the wants, needs, and desires are not necessarily a bad thing, but just like all things, if you don't understand the power of this, then guess what? So if you're an electrician and you go to electrical school and you're a baby and I give you the keys to the power, you're going to burn down the place instead of lighting it up. So the power never changes, but it is the aptitude of the user. So we always like to call it the user error. Okay. So you have this power to create these three things. And you know that. But when you come in this paradigm, your program, that you need to be codependent. So all through codependency of other people, they tell you that you have the power to do this. But how in the hell I ever had? When I was a baby, I depended on my mama. When I was an adolescent, I depended on the school. When I was an adult, I depended on the job. So when is it that this power becomes absolutely 100% mine? And it is in that brain. I wanted to call it a cuss word. You know, I was going to use a cuss word, but it is in that brain intercourse. Okay, let's put it like that. It starts with an F, but it's in that brain intercourse that messes with people. Okay, so wants, needs, and desires to you equals power. Okay, it equals freedom. Okay, so wants, needs, and desires. Your wants, needs, and desires being met to you equals power and freedom. But you've never been taught how to get the absolute power. So all your wants, needs, and desires, you guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. This is live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Please go get somewhere, get situated. Your homie HerbMan is doing his thing, all right? So now, but your wants, needs, and desires are codependent. All your wants require somebody else. All your needs require somebody else. And all your desires require something else. So you have this dependency that you have to go on to get to this power and freedom. That don't sound right, dude. You have a dependency to get to this power and freedom. Well, if I help you there, do you got all the power? No. because I helped you get there too. You ever heard somebody take your credit and your debit? Your credit and your debit, your credit is you getting the power, you getting the credit for something. Not about your bank account, but about your acknowledgement, about your accomplishments. But now the bank gonna say, nigga, I gave you credit. Bitch, you didn't have, see, so you don't get the credit. So now Jesus say, I get the credit. So now you don't get the credit. And so when do you, my brothers and sisters, ever get the credit if somebody is crediting you? If somebody is loaning you, okay? So we're gonna talk bank talk right now. So you don't never get the credit if somebody credit you. You got to credit them. You don't never get the credit when you loan because somebody gave you, and you don't never get the credit when somebody helped because somebody had that. See, so my point to you is that when does you, the individual who's doing all of the doing, ever be able to bask in 100% absolute power and freedom? Okay, so what I'm telling you is that this is where the suffering starts to expire. Because of the program, you come into this matrix with a program. Okay, so the matrix got you programmed, and your programming is glitching because even though you've been programmed to be a doer, you've been programmed to be a doer. You ever heard of the man named Doer? But in your Bible, it's telling you about a man named Knower. So we want to get you from doing to knowing. We want to get you from doing to being, okay? The human being instead of the human doing. And what happens is in your quest to get these wants, needs, and desires met, suffering meets you at the front door, okay? The speed bump meets you at the front door. The stumbling block meets you at the front door. The boundary, the fence between you and the want, needs, and desires meet you at the front door at every waking step of your life, okay? Remember that there's lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, out here in the wilderness. And so the wilderness is the world, my brothers and sisters. And lion, tigers, and bears is never get you because you ain't in the wild. But when you're looking at the wild modern man, then the lion, tigers, and bears is the systems upon which we are programmed into. And so therefore the child still has to be, you got to protect your child just like a baby cub, because at the end of the day, Unc will get him because Unc got problems and Unc wants to program the problems from himself into something else. It's absorption and reflection, okay? And so when somebody is reflecting molestation behavior, rape behavior, murder behavior, robbing behavior, all this drug dealing behavior, alcohol addiction behavior, then you got to understand that it wants to reflect it in order to keep the balance going. So something has to absorb, and it don't care about your child unprotected. It don't, you going to work thinking, oh, you got to understand that until all of us learn how to be better selves, protect yourself and everybody around you. And that means protect yourself from the food. Y'all know damn well the food ain't look how it used to be. Let's not pig out as much as we want to anymore. That's all. That's all. I'm not saying stop. I said don't pig out. Don't pig out when you know it ain't all right. The bill ain't the same. Fellas, the bill ain't the same no more. Fellas, the bill and the looker ain't the same. That same Hennessy you drinking ain't the same Hennessy from when we were little. That same, you already know that same little wooda. It ain't the same wooda as it used to be. And some of y'all trying to drink more as you age, smoke more as you age, eat more as you age, do more as you age, knowing goddamn well it ain't the same. Slow down, Pippi. It ain't the same. We know they done changed it. And even grandmama them still trying to do shit new. Don't do no new shit, grandmama. Stay with that old shit. If you want to keep living, stay doing old shit that got you living that long. If you want to die quick, start picking up this new stuff. Okay? Slow down. Because the program gets you into being a doer. This becomes because you're trying to do what you need to do to get your wants, needs, and desires met. I get it. I got it. I do the same thing. I know the pain, but I also understand it enough to say that I'm not only the client of this programming, I'm also the president of the deprogramming of this shit because I understand what it done to me. And so then I come into this. Your mama wants you to be an IT. Your mama wants you to be a football, sports player, basketball. Your mama wants you to be a post office worker. So they want you to get a little decent job, make a little decent money, but that's the program. When can I be free? When this is really all I desire. This is when the ailments come in. You get me? So now this little boy, little girl is yearning for own power and own freedom. Okay, so let's put that up there. They yearning for own power. You know, everybody always talk about black folk don't own nothing, but at the end of the day, we're trying to own our own power and our own freedom. And so that it don't look like what you think it look like. A house don't look like the same to everybody. A job for everybody don't look the same. A car don't look the same. The credit and the loan it don't look the same to everybody. So it's some of us out here that say, I want my own power and my own freedom to do it in my own way. But I was programmed to depend and lean on something else. And that's where the buffering comes in. So now this brother need a job, but don't have the power to just go and create a job because of the programming. He think he don't know nothing to read it. So now he's still waiting on McDonald's to call. He's still waiting on Burger King to call. He know he above the Burger King and the McDonald's, but that's what he got to do because he was programmed that he ain't shit until he clock in and fill out an application to something and to get into the governmental system of taxes and law abiding that he's a decent person. But being a civilian of the modern man ain't the same as being a civilian of the godly man. And so what we got to do, because today's Sunday, I ain't gonna never play with you on Sunday, is that we got to understand the duality between the two and the difference. And so mama, daddy, you keep squeezing out an old regular ass nigga out your thing and you keep programming it, then you'll never have a majestic baby. You'll never have a miraculous baby. You'll never have a world changing baby if all you're going to do is put the baby into the system. So you got to understand how to let an animal grow free, how to let a baby grow free, how to let the talents and the creativity come naturally instead of you programming the hell out of us. And so what ails us is the fact that we have something buffering our own power and freedom. See, when you get sick, it ain't like you ain't never been sick before. But the problem is you can't heal this. You like, damn. Why my blood pressure won't get straight without the pill? Damn, man. Why my goddamn blood sugar won't get straight now without the metformin? Damn, man, why my shit won't heal no more like it used to? Why am I not recovering from things that I used to recover from? That slow recovery, that slow healing, then it starts to be where you ain't got power of again. So now you go dependent on the doctor. Now you got to depend on the bank. Now you got to depend on your college degree. Now you got to depend on the corporation. You see how many things you got to depend on to make a living out of your life when it's your life? So all I need to know then, and here is the secret, and I'm going to say this live on TV, live on TikTok, live on social media. Okay, so I need to know, okay, so if I don't want to talk to a banker, if I don't want to talk to a doctor, if I don't want to talk to a lawyer, if I don't want to talk to a pastor, if I don't want to talk to a therapist, if I don't want to talk to a manager of a business, then what needs to happen, you guys? If I don't want to be dependent on these things, let me put this to grocery store, gas station, Come on, let's talk about it. Love, family. Okay. If I don't want to depend on these people in my life, then what needs to happen? Man, it said Mama Nature not accurate enough, man. Think deeper. Only deepen on the source. Everything else is resource. Okay, I get you, glorified. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. If I don't want to be dependent on these things, what has to happen? Indigo Baby says sovereignty. You close. Earthly Color Brown said go within. Keep digging. Okay. Production said self-sufficiency. Everybody right, but still ain't gave the right answer. Okay, but you still right. You understand me? Because I can tell that you know what I'm talking about. Depend on self. Come on now. Keep going. You have to believe and trust in yourself. Come on now. Keep going. You almost there. Somebody said exactly, and Jerry, I don't know what you exactly said. Say what you said first, and then come in with exactly. How many of you know somebody said reprogram your mind? They don't want you to put that up there, but I saw you. God alignment. Come on. The spirit, the most high. You almost there, but y'all ain't there yet. So I got it, and that's what teaching is about. Teaching is about getting you to understand it in a different way, a different perspective that enlightens you. Okay, self-sufficient, trust himself, almost but no cigar. Okay, so let me tell you guys right here, because you guys got synchronized. What was the question? The question is, in order for you not to be dependent on these things in your life, what is it that you need to do? You said knowing yourself, knowing your higher self. Come on, get in tune with God. See, all of y'all, oh, y'all are rubbing. It's like y'all rubbing the soul, but you ain't found that motherfucker yet. You almost done. Be those things. Oh, there we go right there. Oh, who said that? Who said that? Productions. Come on up to the live, man. Put me in the chat. Let's bring Productions up. The winner is Productions. Please, you guys, go and tune in to Productions, okay? That's what we are. That's what we're here for. To get it. I don't want to keep telling you. I want you to get it. Right? That's what class is about. Not me telling you fucking everything, but for one of y'all to say it's in you. It's in one of my students. And when you say it, they'll be like, oh, that's what it was. I was saying that, but I didn't say it that way. And saying things the way it needs to be said brings clarity for everybody. You see? So what you have to do, my brothers and sisters, is if you don't want to be codependent, then you utilize your time wisely. Remember that utilizing the time wisely is how you be present in God. It is the God within. Remember, it is the Kairos time. It's how you capture time. It's how you live in the moment. It's how you be one in the minute. Is that you must understand how to be able to become these things that you need. You need these things not from other people, but you need them because it's a responsibility of you. In order for you to live here, you need to learn how to manage things. In order for you to live here, you need to learn how to be your own grocery store. Produce what you consume. In order for you to live here, you need to learn banking. Not the banker got to know it, but you need to know it. In order for you to be here, you need to learn natural resources. Not for them to give you gas, but for you to understand how to produce the fuel that you need to get somewhere. They're just showing you what you need. And that's all they're doing. You need some gas. Okay, you talking about I need some gas? I got to figure out how to get gas. Instead of going to buy gas with money, I need to figure out how to get gas in my own possession. All right. Instead of for you going to the doctor, you know that now your body gets sick, your body gets issues, your body breaks down. So therefore, I don't need a doctor. I need to become my own doctor. I don't need a lawyer. I need to become my own understanding of the laws of man, right? The laws of man is don't mess with somebody else's shit. Want nobody mess with yours. Finite, point blank, Period. That means you ain't gotta steal my shit. Don't covet my shit. Don't look at my shit. Don't come on my. So if you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. You don't mess with mine, I don't mess with yours. And that's how you love thy neighbor as thyself. So then I don't need no lawyer because I got the number one law. Okay, and so then I don't need no pastor because I understand naturality. I don't need spirituality because spirituality is in naturality. As long as the man has a covenant and a bond with nature, you're in the spirit. You don't need the Bible. So therefore, pastor, you out of the way. I now know how to relieve myself. Pastor, religious stuff ain't nothing but showing people how to discharge. Well, I'm teaching you how to discharge. Go out there and breathe, get in the sun, get in the sunlight, get in the water, get in the forest, get in the walk out here, do what you got to do. When you take yourself out to nature, it does way more than the church can do. But I'm going to keep on telling. So now then you say you want family, well, you got to become that within yourself. You're depending on other people to create the dynamic, but you can do this. You're a creator. A woman can create her own family. A man can create her own family. You create your own dynamic. And then you're talking about a therapist, but see, this is the thing. When you know thyself good enough, then this person can't know you better than you. And love is an internal personal thing as well before you get to the codependent state. Love is a thing that you should learn on your own before you. Love is not about you and somebody else. Love is about loving you first. We need to start teaching this particular understanding of love between an individual for an individual, meaning that for yourself, your me, myself, and I, love needs to be taught first. But what you're doing is teaching and programming me that my love only exists between me and an outside source. So I never get taught about loving thyself. I get taught that other things that love me dictate and then also orchestrate what love is to me. So it's how my mama them love me, my daddy them love me, my family them love me, the girls and friends love me, that I understand love, but that's not true. You got to understand love between you and your giftings first. It's how you love me, myself, and I. So even if you don't get Eve, even if you don't get another person, even if there is just you, that is still something that you need to desire, because this is going to be the ultimate way for anything to happen to you, for you to have the power to get over it. So you must become these things. Okay? Productions had it right. You must become these things. You must become your own grocery store, your own manager. You must become your own banker. You must become your own resource. You must become your own doctor. You must become your own love. You must become your own lawyer. You must become your own family. You must become your own pastor. You must become your own therapist, because it is your responsibility to do these things. It's not about nothing else, but it's your responsibility. Now, here's the problem. Because you're not those things, then guess what? Because you're not those things, nobody knows the answer to this question. Because you are not those things, and you are dependent on all of those other people, nobody really knows what's bothering you. The bank say, I got credit. We got debit. We got loans. But you can't qualify. But the bank say, we got what's bothering you? We got what you, but you can't qualify. That's on you. The doctor said, we got the treatment but you ain't got the insurance to get the you see the game. So the game is, because you are so ignorant of thyself, you're creating industry, and hell no, we're not going to teach you how to overcome your problem. But we'll tell you and make it seem like we have the remedy to your problems. I have the solutions to your poverty. Buy this today. TikTok for 25% off. We have the solution to your healing, your sickness. Buy this today. 50% off on Black Sale Friday. We have the solution to your problem. If you're looking for a woman and you haven't found a woman, dial in at my $49.99 for your membership fee. Ain't nobody got no motherfucking solution to your problem because they don't know you. You see? They don't know you. So if y'all not afraid today, we can come on the live and let's talk about it. What's ailing you? I know it's going to come out of this, but what's ailing you? We just got to see what it is. Because when we remove the obstruction, we increase the instructions. And if y'all don't understand that, please go and watch the videos, okay? When we remove the obstruction to what your wants, then you get instructions for how to get it. When we remove the obstruction to what you need, then you get instructions for how to get what you need. When we remove the obstruction to what you desire, then you get instructions, clear instructions to get what you desire. So it's all about what is ailing you so that we can see the desire, the want, the need, and then we can also go deeper and remove the obstruction. Why? Not for you to get it, but for you to get instructions to get it. Because the instructions you get may say that you don't need it. The instructions that you get may say that you really don't want it. The instructions that you get may say that you really shouldn't desire it. But I don't give a damn if it's for it or against it. All I care about is the clarity of it. The clarity is what I'm here for. So clarity, when we're talking about the clarity, then you have to have somebody who's interested in your environment. Because the environment is the only thing creating blockages. The environment is the only thing going to block the rain from you. So if you look, you got this body right here. Let me put it like this to you. Okay? You got this person right here, right? So the person is a person. Now, when you put clothes on this person, you're putting something around the person. You're putting an environment around the person. Keep the person warm. Keep the person a certain temperature. So clothes, air, everything outside this person, all of this shit here is environment. So you must have somebody on the planet that's a weatherman. And I ain't talking about a meteorologist, but I'm talking about a meteorologist, which is somebody that knows you. And somebody that knows you know how we are. And so at the end of the day, the absorption and reflection mechanism comes into play here. And so if environment is so important that if I don't watch out, I will absorb the environment. There's nothing that you can do about it. This is what you do, pulsate in and out every day. So you absorb what's going on around the job. Everybody fucking, you gonna fuck too around the job. Everybody fucking off, you gonna fuck off. If everybody's smoking, you might not, but you might still take your breaks and you might eat on break instead of smoke, but you still taking advantage of the fact that these folks ain't studying the lunch break. So everybody doing little stuff, they're absorbing and reflecting, and this is what you call matching the energy of the environment. So what you need to understand is the importance of that information, how to understand the importance of the environment. Okay? It's affecting you. And so then when you understand the importance of the environment, and I know that I'm absorbing this shit no matter if I like it or not. The kids, you might not think they do, but they absorbing everything, and they one day will reflect it if need be. You feel me? So at the end of the day, this absorption and reflection, meaning that somebody needs to know the weather, the environment around. What's conducive to me having a good day? What does it need to take in my environment for me to have a good day today? What does it take for this person's environment in order for them to be rich? Come on, somebody. I want y'all to talk to me. Okay? Let's talk about it. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, all of this stuff is in your owner's manual. Okay? So that's what we talk about every day. If you guys are interested, please DM us and we'll get you that information. But what does it take for an environment for a person to be rich? Okay? What does it take in the environment for a person to have family? What does it take in the environment for a person to reach longevity? Okay? Let's talk about it. Wilmer said, this is gold. Yes, sir. Welcome to the HerbMan show, man. That's what we do, Wilmer. That's what we do, Wilmer. Every day between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we come on here, man, and we try to make an impact in the lives of our brothers and sisters, okay? Remember that my job is to gain a brother and sister no matter what. I don't give a damn if we can't speak the same language, if we look different, if we got different skin color. If the bottom line is you are still my brother and sister. So by any means necessary, I must gain a brother and sister. So I don't like to use language of separation or language of enmity between me and my brother. If the game is to gain, right? Then we got to drop a lot of these nuances. Okay, a lot of these belief systems, a lot of these things that have enmity between me and my brother, we can't do. You know, I tell you a unique story. When I was in the penitentiary, my bunkmate was a Muslim. I was a preaching Christian. You understand? Preaching Christian, but the brother reached a olive leaf out to me, an olive branch out to me, right? Oh yeah, then I'm gonna holler at you. And we hollered at each other and we talked damn near every day. And we read with each other. I read the Bible, I read the Quran, he read the Bible, he read the Quran. He also gave me a prayer mat. And the thing was nobody in the pod had ever seen that. I didn't know I was being a beacon of light like that. I just was like, shit, did my bunk mate. He down there on his mat, I'm up here in my Bible, and then bro reached out to me. Well, shit, what I'm gonna do? Say, nigga, because you a Muslim and I'm a Christian, fuck you? No, the whole goal is to gain a brother. The brother wanted to gain me. Obviously, he see I was a Bible thumper, and obviously I see you a Quran thumper. So, but for you to say something to me, I automatically knew not to have there was nothing that was going to cause enmity between me gaining a brother. And if that's the mission, if that's the ministry, then you're a good pastor, you're a good bishop. But if I got to be associated and affiliated with you, and we got to join the team and sports and gangs and stuff like that, just for us to be, just to have commonality, then we're not on the right basis, premises, or foundation. Now let's keep this thing moving. So now, what does it take in a person's environment to be rich if you're poor, to have family if you're lonely, and to have longevity if you're sick? What does it take? What does it take? So yeah, been there, prison. I say yes, sir, man. What's his name? Or this a fake story, man? What the hell you talking about, Porster? You're on the wrong show, pimping. Ain't nothing that you hear in here fake, bro. Now I know in me answering that right there, Porster, you should know me by now, so you know that was a real story. Just how I answered you, kids. We don't play no game, man. I don't play with other folk children, bro. I ain't on here for that. Being a part of the community of our peace of mind. Yes. No, you said no. How you're impoverished. What do you do in your environment if you're trying to be wealthy? You're sick right now. What do you do in order to have longevity? The environment. Y'all go get y'all pap smears. Y'all go get y'all CAT scans. Y'all go get y'all EKGs. Y'all go get y'all MRIs. Y'all go get y'all X-rays, and y'all go get y'all ultrasounds, and y'all go get y'all prescriptions, and y'all go get all this treatment. You go to Cancer Treatment of America, and you go to the Condaruga down there in Mexico, and you go to the shaman in South America, and you go to some Chinese man you met, and then you go to some Indian Ayurvedic medicine man that you met, and but you don't understand that they're sending you back to the same environment. Oh my goodness. So what you don't understand is the environment. Okay. So yeah, they might have something, but they can't change your environment. So you got to go back to that same life that is not supporting rich. You found it on the YouTube page, but not in your house, not around you and your family, not around you and your community. You can't just find it from the source. You got to have some support with this shit, man. You see what I'm saying? So it can't just be on the screen. On the screen will motivate you, but around you will demotivate you. On the social media, I'll give you energy, but as soon as you shut me off, I'm only gonna be on here for 2 hours, y'all. When I get off this motherfucker, I'm going to my own life, and you got to go back to your environment. And it's that environment that is going to be the buffer between these things. So just because you see the video of how to get rich is not the secret. The secret is how to get those people around you, around your immediate life, to talk rich instead of the video. It's how to get the people around you to see family instead of you seeing loneliness. It's how you get to see healing around people, talking healing and feeling healing around you instead of what you heard on a fucking video. It's got to be in your life. You can't get it through the screen. You got to get it in your life. I can tell you what you need on the screen, but you got to go and create it in your own life. Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. You keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes, you guys. I'm working for it. I'm sweating for it. I'm trying to make sure that you're able to get what you need on this old Sunday. All right? What's ailing you? What's bothering you? What's really going on? Why you can't leave that truck driving job and you see it's killing you? What's bothering you? Why you can't leave that situation when you see it's not good for you? It's making you literally sick. What's bothering you? What's wrong? Why we can't make the right decisions to get us to where we need to be? What's bothering you? What's wrong? What's ailing you? And when we get to the core of that, then that's when you can stop smoking so much. When we get to the core of that, that's when you can stop drinking so much. When we get to the core of that, that's when you can stop working so much. When we get to the core of this, is when you can start slowing down going to church so much. And you got to go no more because somebody done lifted the weight. You keep going all the time because pastor keep missing. But sometimes you got to understand that we need to get to the bottom line of what's obstructing you from getting the instructions that you need to get to your wants, needs, and desires. If this is truly heaven, then these should already be met. There shouldn't be a doing of these. It should be a being in these. See, you should already come. If this is heaven, then there is no doing to get what you want. There's no doing to get what you need. And there's no doing to get what you desire. If you change your perspective and really see earth and see the experience the way I'm trying to teach y'all from your owner's manual, okay, and if you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM me. We'll get you the information that you need. But if you understand what I'm trying to show you about perspective and vantage point, how to perceive a thing, the degree. You say you got a master's degree, but then that's a perspective. You say you got a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree, a PhD, a doctorate. These are perspectives on a subject. How do you shed light on it? You can have a 90 degree, you can have a 180 degree, you can have a 45 degree angle of understanding, and you can have a 360 degree. We're trying to get you to a 360 degree bird eye perspective, eagle's eye perspective of the world so that you can better advance because you see things in a different perspective. When you're in the matrix, everything is a stumbling block. Every wall is a challenge. Every decision is always going to be life or death. But when you get this topical view, when you get this understanding of how to view life from a 360 degree bird's eye, eagle's eye view, then guess what? The maze become easier because now you know how to circumvent the walls, the challenges, the stumbling blocks. You get me? The separation. So it's all about environment. If you look at environment while you're in the environment, then you're reactive. But if you look at environment hovering over the environment like a meteorologist, if you're looking at it from that perspective, you know what to expect. And when you know what to expect, then these challenges aren't that challenging anymore. And then that's when heavenly beings become the experience, right? Because there's no challenge for my wants. There's no challenge between me and my needs. There's no buffer between me and my desires. But right now in the modern man's life, your wants is always shattered with a buffer. It's always got a challenge to get you what you want. There's always something to fucking get over to get you what you need. There's always some motherfucker complaining to get you what you desire. And so the problem line is because you got to go through something else. You've been programmed to go through something else, somebody else. And here's the thing is that now there's no control. And when there's no control, then you don't have your own power or your own freedom the way that they told you. That's the lie. So the American dream is making it seem as if this is for everybody. Well, here's the thing, that is true. But the reality of it is that everybody can't get it. And they'll have you come in by droves and hang this carrot over your head, knowing that particular thing. A lot of people play football. Everybody don't go to the NFL. A lot of folks play basketball. A lot of folks don't go to the NBA. So that's just that's the system. Y'all all can come, but everybody's not gonna get to the top. Look at how we're doing it. So that's bothering people. It's bothering a man that a white man that he don't like, that don't like him, has control over his money, and he got a screaming wife at the house and screaming children and screaming bill collectors. But the boss man is also screaming. The man don't got control. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes for this brother comes into play. You got this woman who has needs, relational wise, she's not getting in all these different relationships that he's been in. But there's a need for companionship, a need for motherhood, a need for family, and she's not getting them. And man after man keeps lying to this particular woman, and she's not able to fulfill the need of being that woman, that mother, and that complete family-oriented thing that she desired. And guess what? That need becomes fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, infertility, uterine cancers, breast cancer, etc., etc. This young brother, this young white boy got a desire to become something. But the environment around him is not conducive to meet that desire. And when the desires of this person can't be met from the support system around them, then guess what? That little brother can start having emotional eruptions. And you think the emotional eruptions is talking back to his parents and this, that, and the third. There may be some things that start out like that, but then next thing you know, his skin breaks out. He's got red bumps all over his body. He's breaking out with eczema and skin issues and breaking out with all different kinds of acne and dandruff through the roof and just oozing with lymphatic fluid all over the place because yes, sir. What's ailing you, man? What bothering y'all, man? Let's talk about it. All right, put me in the chat. Somebody bring you up. Let's talk about it. Depend on God and the God within. That's a twofold thing. Glorify in God. I'm just saying, depend on the God within. Just put it that way. Okay, depend on God and the God within is a lot. Okay. Okay, I should be able to do one thing and get to everything I need to get to. Delisa, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. Go ahead. How can I help?
That's great. Thank you. I appreciate you for allowing me to join. And also thank you for, sharing your knowledge with the community. So my question is, I am a young woman who recently moved across the country to fulfill my dreams.
Okay.
So I'm an energy practitioner. I work with herbs, and I'm looking to create a collective for women to help them to align themselves.
All right. How long you been doing that?
So I've been in the work for overall energetically and making herbal tinctures for about 8 years, but I'm ready to really get serious about it and align to just creating as much as I can so that I can reach as many women as I can.
Okay, so your so you feel like this is your calling, you feel like this is your gifting, you feel like this is your purpose?
Yes, I absolutely do.
Okay, and so what's the difference between how you feel? Do you have another job, or are you doing this full time?
So I'm going to be doing this full time. I don't have a job. In June, I was let go from my full time job. I was making over 6 figures.
Okay.
And I had a dream of going to medical school. I did a little bit of research, realized that I didn't really want to go down that path. Okay. But being in the area that I'm in, I realized that there's a naturopathic doctor program here. Okay. And so that's more of like what I'm aligned to. But I continue to get these messages that I'm working too hard.
I was just going to tell you that not only that, you confused, but so here's the thing. Okay, so I meet a lot of people like us, right, that really want to do this, and we do have other jobs, you know, and so that's why I asked you that, because I wanted to ask you, like, how what's the different feeling from making six figures and doing this? Because most people want to make the six figures. So why would you sacrifice what six figures make you feel like for what energetics make you feel like?
That's a great question.
You get what I'm trying to ask.
What I'll say is, yeah. So that's a really good question, and I feel like I had a sense of more so false security when I was in that role, because I wasn't necessarily happy. But of course, I had the opportunity to, be in certain environments, create things that I wanted to, this, that, and the third, because of what I had access to. Right. But since leaving that job and being let go from that job, I've had the opportunity again to move across the country, to really get rest, to calm down my nervous system. And I realized that I'd much rather be in a space like this than in a space where I'm fueling someone else's dreams.
So and you see how there's a reason why I ask you that, because a lot of us are in that space. A lot of us, I was six figures as well, left that, came to this, right? So I encourage you guys that if you're having this, if this thing won't go away, I don't know how old you are, but if you've ever watched Sister Act, right? And she said, girl, if all you do every day is wake up and sing and dream of singing, then you should be a singer. So my point to you is that at some point when you start to look, I remember that even when I was doing my six-figure journey, my guys that I was hiring, I was a department head, and they used to be like, boss, I ain't gonna lie to you, boss, but when you talk about them herbs, boy, you light up, boy. But you get so excited about, and I never saw that. They had to tell me, bro, when you talk about herbs, it's a different you than when you talk about fixing a building, right? And because I was in facility management. So at the end of the day, my point to you is that that's how you got to see yourself, is that, again, you having this time to be able to say, okay, what's important? But go out on the limb, be you, do you, because it brings the most fulfillment. But for a lot of us, we're chasing the bag, we're chasing that six figures, and we think that when we get there, that's all we need. And it's people like you and I that can come on here and say, hey, yo, even at the just simple level of living, and you get to six figures in your family and you've been able to live successful, it's just like these millionaires. There's still something else that's a void. And when you understand that, then you got to know that your life is more important than just this money journey. This money journey is cool, but it's not everything. And there's so many of us that's finding that out late. We've sacrificed so many early years of the program to the program, right? And we done, by the time we finally get the light bulb to come on, we've dedicated so much energy to the program. We like, okay, so what I'm going to do now once I change? What I'm going to do now that the light bulb came on? Well, it's the beginning of life, not the end. So, so right now I want you to utilize this time, and I want you to understand something. Look, I want you to do this. We talked about this, right? Mute your mic real quick. Delisa, you got some background noise coming in? Okay, what I want you to understand is that we're talking about wants, needs, and desires, okay? You have a want, need, and desire, okay? And this want, need, and desire in you is a great thing, because you're trying to be a pillar of your community. And what we're trying to get you to understand is that you have to remove the obstruction to those want, needs, and desires. Now, here's the thing. Nature has already removed the obstruction for you. Naturally, nature did it. If you didn't get fired, nature did it. If you say you got laid off, if something just so happened and it wasn't your fault, then nature or God has removed the obstructions Now, because some of us are programmed, you'll want that obstruction back because you think that's how it's supposed to be, because that's the programming. You're supposed to have a challenge between you and your wants, needs, and desires. But the real format and the real godly understanding of heaven, there is no buffer between you and your wants, needs, and desires, y'all. There is no bridge between, there is no mediator between you and what you want, need, and desire in the real understanding of what God built for you. But in the program, you always got to go through another motherfucker. And that's the problem. So God sometimes in nature will remove the people, places, and things that cause the buffer between your wants, needs, and desires. And you got to know when to go. You got to know when to jump on the train. The train don't stop. So you got to get enough speed to get on the side of that train, and you got to jump to get on that train. The train doesn't stop. Okay, this is a cyclical thing that doesn't stop for nobody. So you got to get up and muster enough speed to jump on that goddamn train. But it don't stop for you. It don't stop for me. It don't stop for nobody. But there is no buffer between you. And once we remove the obstruction, you see the freedom and the power you have to get what you want, need, and desire. What say you, Delisa? Come on back in. Thank you, Chocolate Pearl. Thank you for ringing the bell. Yes, yes. So what you think about that?
I definitely think that it's impactful and it's powerful, and I relate to you when you said, you understand the value between what it is that, your purpose and what you believe, rather than what someone else can, quote unquote, like provide for you.
Yes,
and I'm thinking about that as really restructuring my thought process when it comes to what it is that I value, so that I can align my values more so with the path of least resistance, because I'm not looking for another job. Like, I don't want to work for anybody else. I know that for sure.
Exactly. That's it.
And also, just a little bit of background. So I just turned 28. And so I'm like really in this phase of moving into the second half of my life, second part of my life. And so I really want to make sure that as like I'm building out my dream, that I have like a good strategy, so that I'm not, leaving anything unseen or any rocks or stones unturned. Just so that, when it comes to a supportive structure, as far as like finance, that I have that available, but I'm not looking for it to be some astronomical number, unless that is what God wants to provide for me. But just as long as like I'm comfortable in that.
So the thing is, when you find what you love to do and you're doing what you love, the money ain't the money is not going to ever be the issue. It's going to be how much do you really love it, and that's going to be tested, right? Everything get tested, so it's going to test your love. Yeah, you ain't gonna, I did the same thing. I went from 6 figures to a herb shop. Obviously, first herb shop is only gonna make a couple $1,000s, a few $1,000s a year, and I wasn't used to. So but it's do you love it? Do you say you love it? Do you love it? It ain't about the money. It's about the love that you put into it. And then when you really say, damn, I love this, you'll see that simultaneously with the moment that you really find that you love it is how good you are at it. Like, you're so freaking great at it that you love it, and it's exuding through. And now that greatness brings people, and you'll never be broke. You see, the thing about jobs is that there's always somebody over you, right? But I always tell people that when you get your own business and you're doing something, you are the professional. And when you are the professional, when you are the individual that you can't go to nobody else, then you start to really learn a skill set. You start to really learn and understand something. Y'all don't know what it's like to be the owner, because you just the supervisor, you just the manager, you just the employee, the co-worker, you just fucking clocking in. But get your ass up here in ownership and start to see what it feel like to be able to have to do what you need to do to create what you had to create. And so my point to you is that I want every individual to start feeling ownership from the cradle to the grave. Start feeling ownership in your life, period. Start owning your life, and you'll see the life of the owner of McDonald's when you become the life of the owner of yourself. And then you'll realize that, you know what? I don't got to work. I got the same thing that McDonald's got. I got it. The same thing. Whoever Burger King, whoever Family Walmart, whoever Walgreens, whoever all good. I got the same creative thing that you got because I got the same ownership mentality, and I own my destiny. I own my time. And I told you guys that the difference between a rich man and a poor man is not about finances; it's about mentality. Because it's what you do with your time that can be the definitive point that you make that can change your life. If I ain't got a lot of money, but I got a lot of time, I put a lot of time in learning about how to get a lot of money. If I don't have a lot of family, that's fine. I put a lot of time in studying and learning how to get family. If I don't have a lot of longevity and I came in the world sick and feeble and all this, don't worry about it. I put a lot of time in learning how to get healing and well. And I'll own my own destiny. Okay? All right, Delisa, you got the last closing words. Go ahead.
I just really appreciate that. And that was definitely a word for me. I'm really working on how to manage my time, and I think that I've been doing a fairly good job. This past week has really been something I've been putting my all to as far as building out this collective and this business. So I'm really excited about it. I appreciate you and your help. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. We appreciate you. The biggest thing for you is that I want you to just start to learn what life lessons you're in. Okay, we all go through life lessons, and I think that when you start getting more understanding of what the life lesson is for you, and then you just stay in tune with that lesson. Because for you, again, you don't want to clock in, you don't want to do that. So the best thing for you is to get more sensitive to the energy of the planet, so you'll still know how to get your opportunities, right? Because you're not going to clock in, but you still got to clock in the life. And so you clock in the nature, you clock in the life, and then you start to ride the waves, because you're going to need to be very keen to this, because you're not clocking in no more. You got to make a living. So therefore, the more you stay keen, which is why you need to know your life lessons and what the life lessons are teaching you, and you stay riding the wave of life, and you'll never have to work for another day in your life, because you're always at the right moment, at the right time, making the right moves and the right decisions. And we can help you with that with the owner's manual. And that's why I encourage all of you guys to go out and get your owner's manual. All right? Peace.
Thank you. Have a great one.
All right, who's next on here? Who we got next? Moderator, bring them on up. Put me in the chat, you guys. What's ailing you? Okay, what's ailing you? All right. One of the biggest keys is to know where you are in life. Okay, where you are in life, so that you can start to adhere to a little bit of what nature is presenting to you as well. A lot of us, because we don't know the life lesson of nature, then what? Hey, welcome to the HerbMan Show. Who's that? Earthly?
Blessings.
Hey,
Thank you,
blessing.
Herb family, and your beautiful queen.
Yeah, we appreciate you. How can we help?
All right, let me step into my room. I was outside.
Oh, yeah,
I have a lot of anger in me presently, and I don't like that. I'm not at peace with that. I moved from I lost several important men in my life. My father, my spouse committed suicide. My father died. My brother, the one I love, passed. And so I left Houston, Texas, and I moved to North Pole, Alaska. Pardon me. I'm in behavioral health. So I went to Alaska. The money was amazing, good. The weather, no. 180 days of darkness, negative 54 degrees. Mm-hmm. I'm a melanated woman. It wasn't working for me. So then I went to Japan for 21 days just to calm my mind. And on that trip, I decided I'm going to quit my job. Everybody thought I was crazy. Okay. This is good money. You're quitting, good benefits, good everything. But is dark, and then when it was light, it was like 24 hours of light for 90 days. So it was no bueno. Having said that, I did resign from my position in August, and I drove the Alaskan Highway 3,600 miles from North Pole, Alaska to Scottsdale, Arizona. I love Arizona. I love proper sun and proper light. Yeah. But I'm angry, and I don't mean to be facetious or obnoxious, but I'm too beautiful a woman to be angry.
No, you know why though, right? You know why.
Don't know. I think it's because the men that I depended on aren't there. I'm not angry at them because they're not there, but now I'm in a position that I have to do things that at 55 I've never had to do for myself.
Yeah, see, because
and I don't like the feeling.
Here's the thing.
It's right.
Here's the thing, Earthly. And I'm gonna ask you this, and you're gonna be the first. I didn't even ask that young lady this, but I'm gonna ask you. What are you trying to do right now? What is something that you're trying to do right now? It's something that you're trying. You feel like you can do something. It's something that you feel like I'm 55, but girl, I'm on. What is it that you're trying to do?
I just peace.
No. Earthly. I ain't your therapist or your pastor. Okay, okay. You're trying to. What I'm saying is, but I don't want the nice words. I know how we cover things up. Remember that I teach this stuff. You can do lip service, but your heartbeat. See, you just said you're angry. So even though you say you want peace, that even when you speak it, if the heart can't slow down when you say it, then there's no peace within. So I'm going within. I don't want to hear the words. There is something that you want still, need still, or desire still. I want you to tell us.
I want the security that the men in my life afforded me.
And there you go. So now here it is. So now you want something that's unrealistic.
Well, that's the truth.
I'm just trying to paint it why it hurts. Why it hurts because you are realizing that it's unrealistic, and now you're starting to see that I'm in a situation where those people are gone, and I can't get it, and that makes me angry. You see? Yeah, and so all I'm saying is we're gonna deal with it. I don't like to fluff around. I like to get on it. Let's deal with it so that we can see it for ourselves, and then say, you know what? I'm wanting something that is just not going to be there for me the way it used to be, and I gotta get over it because there is no.
That's frightening.
Huh?
It is scary for me. It's scary to me. It's frightening.
I know it, but here's the thing: you're still living. You are still here. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, baby? You can't sit in the house because you ain't got the security to go outside. You have to be bold. Your brothers them taught you and showed you, and they want you to now put it into practice. So you would just, and that's a lot of us. We take advantage of these people and all we do, we just like to listen to them until they gone. And when they gone, is the prime time now to start going from information seeking to practicality.
So help me be practical.
Yes,
help me be.
So what they want to do is they want to see you finally start to put what they've told you into practicality. You're already secure with the information if you use it. You don't need them. You don't need them in the physical because they gave you something that in the spiritual that will still secure you. And so if you practice what your brothers preached and teached, then you're still with your brothers.
Come on, somebody.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted you to know that. They just want you to just put it into practice, sis. They got you. But now you got to go from, you can't hear them speak it to you no more. But when you do it, they still with you.
Appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If you need me, you can call me, you can email me, and we can talk to you further, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
so
Yes,
much.
ma'am. Peace, peace. Love you. Peace. Yes, sir. Let's break through. Let's break through. That's what this is about. I cry with you if I got to. I'm about to cry with her. I cry with you if we got to, but that's what we're trying to do. What's ailing you? What's bothering you? You can't lie to me. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your mama nor your daddy. I'm not your goddamn spouse. You can't lie to me. See, that's what you're doing, and so nobody knows you because you keep lying. Trying to say you all right when you ain't. Okay? And we got to get in. We got to get in. You let me in, we can let it out. Okay? You let us in, we can let it out. Because when you open that door, it's, you about to bust open anyway. So when you open the door for me, hell, I got to move out the way for the stuff to come out. And so we just let it out. What's ailing you? What's ailing you? All right, you guys, go put me in the chat. If you guys want to come on, come on. What's ailing you? Let's go. I don't have that much time. I got about 28 more minutes with you guys. Please keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I appreciate all of my YouTubers. YouTube, if you got questions, I'll answer your stuff too. Put it in the chat as well, and we'll answer you guys' questions. Thanks, Earth the Colorblind. I felt that. Yes, some people come on here and they are the ministry. So that's why it's very, very good for people to come up. Bella said, I confused. Well, you got to come up here to get unconfused. Okay, Bella? So if you're willing to talk about it, put me in the chat, and somebody will bring you up. What's going on, Dre? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. So you got to understand these blockages. And a lot of times, you know, with the blockages, a lot of us are dealing with the same stuff. But we're not, there's a problem with addressing certain things. Okay. And when you address certain things and you got a problem with addressing, and then that leaves us a suppression, and that leaves the room for the disease. Okay. That leaves room for the disease. And we're trying to shut it down. Okay. We're trying to shut it down. We're trying to shut it down. Trying to shut it down. All right. Freaka, I'm not in Georgia. I'm in South Africa right now. So you just had to email me if you want something. Bella, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help?
Good. Just been dealing with, first of all, I'm waiting on my owner's manual so I can really get in it and getting ready to do my consultation too, because it's just been an enlightening experience just kind of following you and then practicing just what I see off of the live. But for me, I'm 44 years old. My birthday, May 31st, 1981. And I've been going through trauma a lot. I lost my mother when I was 9. We share the same birthday to gun violence. She was killed by the man she just no longer wanted to be with. He walked into a club, opened the door, and just shot her. I was molested as a child. Then I was molested by somebody that I knew but had no connection to. Just a lot of abuse, unsurety, but I've always found strength to pull myself back up. So I'm not a victim to anything. So now that I'm 44, I've always been like the provider, the leader, the protector for everybody. So now it's me getting to me, and then I've just recently reconnected with somebody from my past, and we're kind of building this partnership. And I just kind of just want to be sure-footed, making sure that I'm moving right. And not only that, just a lot of forgiveness. I want to make sure, like I say that I found peace, and see, when I say it, like I feel it, but it's more like staying grounded, these things that keep me healthy, that keep me, mentally, in it and moving. So my thing is the things that I want and desire is safety, things like, I think, and it goes back to childhood, sleeping with your clothes in the bag because you don't know who's going to get mad and say you got to go live somewhere else, that kind of internal thing.
Let me ask you something, Bella. Are you in a committed relationship?
No.
How long has it been since you've been in a steady relationship?
I just lost I was getting ready to get in a relationship, and he was dealing with some worldly stuff, And I've been working so hard in my life because I always was a hustler, like outside hustling, like as a woman. And I've always been unprotected. So being in the streets hustling and not like promiscuous hustling, but just like that different type of hustling, just I always had to be extra strong. You know, it's like you put on this shell where you really strong outside, but then you really soft on the inside. Yeah. So I reconnected with somebody that I had used to love, and he ended up dying 2024 of a drug overdose.
Okay. So here's the thing. I hear a lot of despair in your voice. Mute your mic real quick, baby. Let me talk to you. Mute your mic real quick. Because you got a little feedback. So mute your mic so I can talk to you. Let's see here. I can mute you. I do it from my end, Bella. You still with me? Bella, what I hear is pain, right? And I hear grief. I hear grief and depression. I hear doubt and trust issues, right? And not because somebody, necessarily, it's just because of all the stuff you've been through, right? And you go into situations. See, when somebody lead with their experiences, they haven't gotten over them, right? And that's fine. You don't have to get over them in the aspect of erasing them from your history, but you got to get over them from affecting you. You see? Okay? If I can talk about this and it don't affect me, then I can tell you about my past. But if I can't talk about it without getting affected, it's because it is still there. And so why I ask you about the current relationship is because I know that there's no way in the hell you're fit for a relationship. I know that. There is no way in the hell that you're fit for a relationship right now because of what has happened. And so what I am encouraging you to do is stay away from the program. Only focus on you and getting these things discharged and relieved out of your life. Because the thing is that you've absorbed so much that you're reflecting this stuff, okay? Remember that we teach you about absorption and reflection. You've absorbed so much stuff that shit, some of the people that are coming in, girl, you just absorbing them, and you're absorbing what you've been through already. You're reflecting all the pain, and so everybody that you mean, because you're out, you just this absorption and reflection of what happened. And so therefore, even though you're walking in today, you still look like what happened to you yesterday. And therefore, people who are attracted to that hurt come to you, and they get wrapped up in that same, everybody's in the same thing, right? And so what we got to do is now we got to get you into a situation to where you are absorbing good love, and you are absorbing good touch, and you are absorbing good words, and you are absorbing good energy, right? And then you got to absorb it long enough to where then you, Bella, start reflecting it, that you don't go into a lighted situation with your darkness, that you come into light with light, that you ain't talking about all that crap you done been through to every stranger that you meet, because that's going to bring darkness into light. You got to let it go. When you let it go, it ain't even worth it, because it doesn't do anything for me or to me to talk about it with the light. So when I get and see my man and he in the light, I'm going to meet light with light. I don't come into the light with the dark to tell the light about my dark and hopefully you can shed light on my. No, it's light meet light. Okay, but we want you to absorb enough light to where you individually reflect it. And then guess what? Everybody who's attracted to light will come to you, Bella. What say you? Let me unmute you real quick. Go ahead.
Totally agreed, and it's it's not, I don't use that word. It's good that you said that, because that's exactly, I've been doing the work on myself for these last like 4 years, meaning like not just therapy, but like really self-reflection, getting outside, getting in the grass, being like, getting back to what I love, what I remember as a child that made me happy, being by the water, reading, writing, these kind of things. So what has happened for me is that stage in my life where it was more like, you know how somebody say, well, Constance, who are you? I would say, this is who I am, and I want to talk about the pain first. So I don't lead with the pain anymore. So it's more of like, now that I'm in this light, I'm scared to get out of it, meaning that I'm very cautious about the environments that I put myself in. Like right now, my son just ended up going to prison for a long time, and I never thought that I would be without my son. I've spent my whole life, making sure that I was putting him on the right path. But in the event that this has happened now, I'm getting ready to move. And what I'm not sure-footed about is the environment that I'm going to be going to, because even though it's my daughter, it's like, I love and I respect my daughter enough to understand that this is her home, and maybe she might not be in this realm of evolution that I'm in right now. But I don't want to put myself, I don't want to bring this light into something, because she still could be she has her own house. I just don't want to. I done did the work enough to know to stay light, like you were saying. Like, it's important, Constance, for you to stay light. It's important for you to absorb energy. It's important, those kind of things. So just being like really sure-footed. So I really appreciate you reiterating just something I felt that, and I have been doing that work. So now it's like staying in it for me.
Just again, practicality. Sometimes we can get caught up in telling our story, but I want you to live out your story. You ain't finished yet. God ain't finished with you yet. So ain't no need in telling you. People ask me all the time, HerbMan, why you don't write no book? I say, because I ain't dead yet. I'm living the book. I ain't gonna write it yet.
But that's crazy.
I'm gonna write a book about me, and I'm still living.
I'm writing a fiction book, though. I'm writing a fiction book. I'm writing a fiction book.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, right? You're so busy living the story, you ain't got time to tell nobody. Right? If somebody want to know your life, they need to be with you and see what you got going on. So again, you're there, you're getting to where you need to be. Let me meet you real quick. You're there, you're getting to where you need to be, and that's a positive. And the only thing I want you to understand is just keep it going. Don't get wrapped up and caught up in telling your story, but get wrapped up and caught up in living your story. And for the daughter, I want to give you just one pointer before I let you go. Instead of looking at it from how much the darkness can come into your light, look at how much light you can shed in the darkness. So go there on purpose. And when you go there on purpose, then can't nothing bother you, because you're there for a purpose. And then when that purpose is fulfilled, you get up out of there. So don't go into it looking at how much of the darkness can overcome the light, but how much light you can shed into the darkness. Go see your daughter, baby. All right, peace. We love you. Peace. Got anything else? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right. Peace, man. We appreciate you too. All right. Bye-bye. Yes, sir. That's how we do it, you guys. So it could be family things and all kinds. So I hear a lot of stuff when you guys talk. So when you guys are talking, I appreciate it, but I hear a lot of stuff and I look at it in a different way. Okay, so that different perspective is all we need. A lot of times it's not about what we got going on. It's about we may not know what to do with what we got going on in the right way. Sometimes it's just about getting the right words to say for the situation, getting the right attitude for a situation, and then you just go into it. And sometimes if you don't have the environment that can help you see things a different way, then that's why it causes these problems. That's why we constantly tell you about the environment. We study or teaching you about the owner's manual so that you guys can understand that the owner's manual is trying to recreate that environment. And that environment will start to reach the inward parts. Remember that the inside of the cell, okay? The inside of the cell is influenced by the outside. All right. So eventually, whatever is going on outside the cell will influence the inside of the cell. Eventually. Okay. So that's the reason why you got to understand absorption and reflection. If you absorbing these bad conditions, eventually you're going to reflect them. Okay, so you must understand this dichotomy when it comes to life in this polarity recipe. So if outside will eventually is going to dictate the inside, then you got to know that your life is eventually going to dictate you. You know, it's not rocket science. Okay, and so what we're trying to do is dismantle the obstruction between the outside and the inside so that you can get more instructions. All y'all need is instructions. Y'all got a lot of stuff going on. I do too, but we need instructions. Everybody needs instructions. Donald Trump needs instructions for what he need to do tomorrow. Okay? Bill Walton, if he's still living, he need instructions for what he need to do tomorrow. You need instructions for what you need to do tomorrow. Your cells need instructions for what they need to do in the next 6 milliseconds. So therefore, you don't need anything obstructing the instructions so that you can bring clarity to your situation and you can get out of the funk that you're in, whatever funk that may be. All right? Put me in the chat. Come on up, you guys. Put me in the chat. Come on up. What we got right here on YouTube? People need to learn to leave people alone, and the religions they follow lead them to. Evolution is dealing with the moon. Supreme Being 9, Ether Massa Musa L. I appreciate your love. All right. All right. You know, I'm just going to be reading y'all stuff, man. But, you know, I'm not either here or there with a lot of stuff. A lot of us make stuff too difficult, too confusing. All right. We got to be more simplistic in this thing. This is an easy, cheap, simple, and effective way to be healed. Okay. And it doesn't need to be $1,000. It doesn't need to have 25 herbs in it. It doesn't need to come with all of the side effects. Your healing don't need to come with that, you guys. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. All right. If you put me in the chat, you can come on up. But until then, we'll teach. Okay. Your healing does not come with all of these things. Okay. Your healing does not come with a whole bunch of side effects in the way that you think they are. Some of the side effects of healing mean that you might have to leave your job. You might have to leave that man. You might have to leave that community. That's some side effects of what we're teaching you, but it ain't about messing with something else in your body. Okay, so there's no side effects to this thing. Okay, other than the lifestyle stuff, and we'll talk about that. There is side effects, but not to your organ system, not to your body, to your life. Okay, so no side effects to the body, but the life. Okay, but life. Knowing thyself, knowing this information, no side effects. Okay, very cheap. Very cheap. But medications are not cheap. But this is cheap. It's affordable. It's not trying to get you no $1,000, no 1,000, this and that and the third. You don't need insurance for this shit, nothing. Rico can buy it just like Donald Trump. Rico and them can buy it just like Donald Trump. Cheaper and affordable. Okay? What else we just said? Side effects, cheap, affordable, highly effective. At the end of the day, this is what you're looking for. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn what nobody saying on their goddamn social media or anything. I'm looking for, does it work? Does this shit work? Is it effective? So this is highly effective. If there's no side effects, it's cheap, affordable, it's highly effective. Well, we know treatments and all of that stuff, they're highly effective, but they come with the side effects. They're highly effective, but they're not cheap. But this is cheap, is no side effects, and it's simply highly effective. And the only thing that you got to worry about is that it's going to change your life, not just your body. So the owner's manual, if you're coming over here just for body, go to the people who are taking your money. But if you're coming over here for the life, for a funky, measly $50, we can change your life. Okay? For a funky, measly $50, we can change your life. Okay? There you go. It says not cheap, it's priceless. Yeah, because there's no way. See, the thing about it, earthly, is that I can't sell you back to you because you are priceless. And that's really what I'm selling. I'm selling you back to you. Now, how much that costs? A lot of folks come on here trying to sell their shit, but I'm trying to sell you back to you, and you ain't got enough money to purchase you. But we still got to get you, and we got to get you to know you. You see? So yes, selling you back to you, there is no number on that. It's priceless. That's for that. But here's my thing: you're not getting no 20,000 herbs. $1,000 products. No, it's not that. We ain't dealing with that. Uh, 20,000 herbs in a blend and all these 20,000 products because they don't know what they're doing. Anybody that keep giving you different medications, different prescriptions, different vitamins and minerals, or a whole bunch of herbs don't really know what they're doing. They hope one of them some bitches hit the spot. Okay? But when you know what you're doing, you create a system, you understand the system, then we know what to do with our little 13 herbs. We got 13 herbs that we work with. Yes, I know over 250 herbs like the back of my hand, so don't get it twisted. Okay? My herb shop had 200 herbs in it. If y'all go down my feed, you'll see who I am. Okay? My herb shop had over 200 herbs. And I, just like that 100,000 six-figure woman, I put all of that away for this system. Because it was all about, yeah, you know a little bit about a lot. But how much do you know about a little? So I know a little bit about all them 200 herbs. I know a little bit about all the, you came in my shop. What is this? What, I knew a little bit about all the motherfuckers. I thought I was the shit. But when you know a lot about the little, then you'll understand that you don't require a whole lot. And that's why healing is simple, it's affordable, and it's effective for each and every one of us, no matter the color of your skin. That's why I'm doing this. They're going to price gouge you and they're going to keep on digging because out of your ignorance, you're creating the industry. And when we start to know thyself and realize that this shit is simple, affordable, and effective, then there is going to be a ravaging of the modern healthcare facilities and system, and they're going to have to change. Just like now, you want vegan food, McDonald's got a vegan burger, Burger King. So when you want it and demand it, then guess what? It'll show up in the biggest industries on the planet. So it's all incumbent upon us doing things as a collective. And if you're looking at what I'm teaching you, you're going to have to do it as a collective, because how are you going to dictate your environment? If you need a job right now and you sick, and nobody else gives a damn about your sickness, and you go to a job, they still cussing and fussing around you. Who don't give a fuck if you got cancer? Bitch, in my mouth. So how you gonna do it? You can't tell the whole job I got cancer. Can y'all please keep it quiet? I got high blood pressure. Could you not let me drive down the road too much? Matter of fact, if you got high blood pressure as a truck driver, then you lose the truck anyway. Okay. So my point to you is that how are you going to change your environment to live this longevity if the environment is not in your control? So as a collective, we got to get this thing down so that we can see how important it is. And then the jobs would do it. The restaurants would do it. The healthcare facility would do it. And then your environment is conducive to humans living to 120 years old. Right now, the way that it is, you'll never get to 120. There's too many crazy diseases, too many crazy people. You know what I mean? So 120 is damn near impossible now because an accident is around the corner. A virus is around the corner. A lying motherfucker, a hateful motherfucker is lying around the corner, preying on what they can do to a person's life. So therefore, you got to create the environment. You may not kill yourself, but you can't change the environment around you that may kill you. Environment, collective consciousness is everything. What's ailing you? Okay. Anybody else? Thank you guys for the tapping. Thank you guys for the tapping. If you're interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and somebody will get to you as soon as possible. Anybody else, put me in the chat if there's anybody else, any questions. Absolutely correct. I'm a herbalist too. Okay. Supreme Ben, that's what's up. If you're a herbalist too, get a system. I don't know if you got a system or not, but get a system, man. A system. That's what we're teaching. A lot of herbalists are watching me because we're preaching systems. Okay. Systems. When you get a system, you run your clients through the system. Okay, when you run your clients through a system, it would better help you because a lot of herbalists, including myself, when I was coming up younger, we're just regurgitating what we're reading. Okay, and we're trying to come up with different things of what we're reading and stuff like that. But you're just a carbon copy of the writer. But when you start to really get down in this thing and you start to get something for self, and understand it from self-actualization and self-realization and being able to really get your hands wet with it, and then you start to create your own understanding of how to work those things, and that's when you come into your own. Remember that when you notice like the back of your hand, that's when you can become a pillar of your community. Okay, I was a pillar of my community, and that's why I can be over here for a damn near a year and still have a home and a car back home and all this stuff. I'm still over here with my family in South Africa. A lot of people dream of life. There ain't nobody living like me and my family, right? But I'm just a herbalist. I'm just a holistic practitioner. How could you live that way? First, you got to dream it. Then you got to put in the work, the time that it takes in the background. When people are sleeping, you up. When people are nodding off, you still. When people are clocking in, and you know when people are clocking out, you so you're in this thing and you're doing so much work in the dark that the light can't help but to shine on you. Okay, and so I'm a living witness, herbalist supreme, that you can do it, man. Just make sure that whatever you guys are trying, when you guys are trying to do this, you can't be nobody else. You got to be you. Okay, you got to be you. Just so I'm following, does the manual tell us how to change our environment? Yes, the manual will give you the herbs, the foods, the nature-based interventions. It will give you all the stuff you need to create a new environment within you mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Okay, so those are the 4 pillars that we're trying to make sure we're bringing you back into neutrality, naturality in, right? Neutrality is naturality. So we wanted to basically get you to know your nature. Just like sis right there, you know, sis nature, she love her brothers and she love her men and her family. That's her nature, right? But there's a way that she can still live with them. She just needed to hear it, right? Needed to hear it. They're not gone. They're living in the instruction they gave. You follow the instruction, you keep your people. It's just like with Pac and Elvis and all these people. They're not dead as long as you play their albums. It's just like Jesus. Jesus ain't dead as long as you say the name of Jesus. As long as you are screaming the name of Jesus, yes, Jesus still lives because you are screaming his name. That's how you live. You live in the practicality, the words. Okay? Anybody else? Anybody else? I'm going to ask this question, then I'm going to get up out of here. You guys, I got 1 second. What's ailing you? You're absorbing and reflecting certain things. So you're sick right now. But we can get you healed. You're impoverished right now. You don't see how you're going to get your finances together. There's some things in you where you can get it together. We'll show you what those things are. You got social anxiety. You're lonely right now. And you're looking for the community in which you belong. We can show you what your best attributes are and put you in the environment that is going to support your best characteristics and attributes. That's what the owner manual does for us. It is the best nature-based health assessment on the planet. If you guys are interested in natural, holistic-based medicine, please feel free to DM us or let us know if you got people, family, friends that want to do so. I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time, Love her, man. I appreciate all 100 of you guys watching. Appreciate all of the 100,000 likes, man. We love you guys. We love you. We support you. And we thank you for your support as well. Okay. Until next time. Peace. I think the children sleep, so I ain't going to say woosie right now, y'all. Peace, peace.